Hello YouTube, Dave with Smize Flies. Today I'm going to be bringing you the how to tie a Pat's rubber legs. And it's my first attempt at it, so bear with me on it, please. So far I've laid a thread base and I've tied in my 3 sets of rubber legs. I know I'm a little bit ahead of what's going on. I probably should have done this all on film, but I figured this is easy enough to know what you're doing. You want to tie the legs in up front. And now that they're in my way a little bit, I'm just going to take eventually I'm going to take a wrap of thread and pull the legs up a little bit, and I'm going to put one wrap of thread over them just to hold them out of my way a little. Well, yeah, this is interesting. So I have a material clip that I'm going to try to use here, if I can get it to fit right there. This came from the Flysmith, as just about everything I have does, because I enjoy his products. His products to me are amazing, and a lot of people think that I talk this just to be like, I don't know. It's personal preference is what it comes down to, and I prefer the Flysmith tools. His bobbins, his scissors, oh my goodness, and you've heard me go on about them. You've heard me rave about them enough, so I'm not even going to do that today. But some of his tools, man, they really do their job, and that's what's the most important thing, I would say. I think all you guys would agree with that. The most important thing is to, that you're using the tools that you prefer to use simply because you like them. That's enough of a reason right there. And this can be contemptible, I can tell you. So far, I've ran into a lot of problems because of the first time tying it, for one. And rubber legs are hard to work around, especially when you're trying to tie other things in behind them or after them. So I'm going to just leave them sit there for now. And I'm going to try to wrap my way back to the back without catching any, which that's a tricky thing to do, honestly. So I'm going to come back there. I'll pull them forward and keep going back. Finally got them out of my way. And I will take my thumb on the hand of my bobbin, and I will squeeze them against the bobbin while I'm waiting instead of letting them flail. So I'm going to let that sit right there just like that, and hopefully these try to stay out of my way a little bit. I took my chenille, which is medium variegated black and yellow, and I stripped a little bit out to get down to that core. And again, I'm going to pull these forward, not so much to get them out of my way. Well, absolutely to get them out of my way, but I'm worried about tying them in some, so I don't want that to happen. They can really get in your way, and you don't want that. It can make a simple fly a nightmare, and it doesn't have to be. And I'm going to run into troubles here. I promise you I'm going to run into, you're already seeing me struggle a little bit. And that's the one thing, like I've told you before, I'm not afraid to make mistakes on here. I'm here to show you what it is from a not professional fly tier's point of view. I'm just here to have a little bit of fun and maybe help you guys, because I usually have success by the end of the fly. The problem is getting there sometimes. But anyhow, I'm going to wrap this up forward, and I am going to go the whole way to the head, if the legs will allow, which they're going to, because they're not going to have a choice, because I can fight back. Can't we all? So I'm going to hold them against with my thumb in the bobbin hand, like that. Hold them right against the shaft of the bobbin. That helps them stay out of the way. And then I'm going to come up again and I am going to have to go up over them a little bit, which it's not really going to matter because you've got the power to be able to pull them wherever you want them. You definitely want to take these to the point you're going to have to wrap them backwards is what I'm trying to say. And I caught everything I wanted to catch up there, so I'm going to stay right there. And I'm going to take like one wrap. Once it starts wrapping, because of me stripping some of the fibers away and letting the core stick out. So I'm going to get one good wrap like that. And I'm going to bring... No, wait a minute. You know what? We're going to do this a whole different way because I am running into too many struggles trying to figure things out. So I just kind of wasted a bit of time. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cut these out. And I'll tie them in one at a time instead of trying to do... Somebody told me to maybe tie them all in and then, use my chenille to separate them. And right now I'm not really with the technique, so I'm not going to do it that way. I'm just going to tie them in one by one, which there's the first leg, which is the rear leg. I'm going to get that cotton tied down. And I'm going to come over and I'm going to pull this way, which this really isn't even necessary because right now I could use the chenille to hold them in place, which that's what I'm going to try to do here because I think I've got them far enough back. And I'm going to go ahead and wrap forward a little bit, about to where I think I'm going to use the next set of legs. And I'm going to finish this wrap that I had. And then I'm going to pull one to this side and one to this side, and I'm going to wrap up in front of it. And as you can see, the chenille is going to hold that still for me. Thank goodness, because that can be a booger. And I'm going to do, maybe one more wrap. Right there. I'm going to try to stop right there for now. Well, yeah, that's better. That's better. I like the way that looks a little better. And now I'm going to take another leg. And I'm going to do the same thing I did with the last leg. I kind of came up to where my thread was laying, which was kind of the plan. And then I want to tie it in the middle of the rubber legs is what I meant when I said the middle, so you're not confused. Get a couple wraps like that, and you can still be able to pick it up and turn it wherever you know, like that. You're able to turn it where you want it. And you definitely want to watch for that happening, but I have too much going on. I only have one extra hand to use. And so, yeah, let's see where we're at here. I don't know where I'm at with all this just yet. Okay, right there. Right up here. And I'm going to go ahead and tie this over. Come on. There we go. It was caught on my bobbin. Sorry, guys. There we go. I'm going to get that one last wrap because I want them to stay secure in the water. You know, I don't want to see the legs. I don't know. I'm afraid they might come apart, which I doubt would happen, but you just don't know. So, okay, so there's those two. So, the next step, obviously, I'm going to pull these back and get this chenille off my thread again. Pull this back with it, and I'm going to wrap up to the front where I'm going to put the last set of legs in, which I'm going to go about right there. And then what I'll do is I'll pull these back, and I will wrap over them in such a way to be able to hold them still. So that holds them back so I can keep working on the rest of the fly. I'm going to get a few more wraps. There's that wrap. Now I'm going to stop and let that be, and I'm going to tie in my last leg, which you guys have already watched me do too, so it's the same thing up front. Yep, and you don't want that to keep happening to you. Now, I should know better. I don't know if I should take another wrap or not right there. I kind of feel like, I'm not going to because I'll put a wrap in front. So you want to get to the halfway point on the chenille or the rubber legs again. Okay, hold up. Boy, oh boy, everything wants to get in your way and it makes it, there goes the wrap. I got to go this way and back. There we go. Make sure I get the wrap right. There it is. And then I use my material clip to hold it still, but it doesn't do the best job. So now I'm going to come up, do a pinch wrap, and I'm going to catch that where I want it and get it on the other side of the shank. On the other side of the shank. It's easy to talk it, but sometimes it's not so easy to do it. There's that. And now I want to come over here and I want to do the same thing. I kind of, almost like an X-wrap type thing. And there that is. Well, I ended up catching one of the other legs with it. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull these back. Now that I'm somewhat satisfied. And I'm going to tie them. It doesn't hurt to wrap over them to get back to where you were. It really doesn't. And then you want to take it and you want to wrap it the whole way to the head of the fly. And that's where we're at the head. Now I'm going to take this, the chenille, and wrap those two legs in where they need to be. There it is. And I'm not even going to take another wrap because I don't want to go over it. I don't want to crowd the eye, which that's an issue for fly tying. In my case anyway, a lot of you guys might be able to pick up on not doing that right away. It took me a while to make sure I was staying away from the eye of the hook. So we're going to do that. Get a couple wraps to where you're comfortable. And that feels comfortable. So I'm going to turn my vise over. I'm going to get in there and get a real nice close snip. And that's, again, what I say about these fly smith scissors, buddy. You can't put them much closer than that. You really can't. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to make A little bit of a thread head up here. And I'm going to go ahead and do the whip finish, and then I'll finish the rest of the fly after. Well, if it lets me do the whip finish, I might have too much thread there. I don't think so, though. These whip finish tools, whoever come up with these is just a genius. I mean, they're so cool. Even though some of these tires out there will use their hands to do a whip finish, like Brian the Flysmith and Ross Wager or Wager's Baits, they can use 1 or 2 fingers to do a whip finish, and I think that's incredible to watch. It doesn't look real hard, but I've tried it, and for some reason I just don't have the, I don't know what you want to call it. I just can't pull it off. There's a certain word for that. Dexterity, there you go. So what I want to do is I want to come and I want to make sure I've got the 3. When you're cutting these off, you want to make sure you're not cutting the opposite side. You want to do the right side. You know, so there's 3 on one side, 3 on the other. You want to get the cuts where you want them, and I'm just going to kind of snip all 3 of them out. There goes that. That seems to be a lot of waste, but I mean, what are you going to do? Oh, wait, did I only get 2 of them cut? Yeah, I did. So, another cut. There it is. There's those 3 legs. And there's those 3 legs. So, and from there, they're easy to finagle. You can pull them forward. You can make them go wherever you want them to go. They're not real hard to mess with. And if they give you too much trouble, you could always put some UV resin on them, but it doesn't stay, so I wouldn't recommend it. Okay, and them being leaned back like they are, that's no big deal. The reason why that's no big deal is because as they're coming through the water, they're going to go backwards anyway. You know, obviously, when you're pulling them through the water, they're gonna go backwards. You just want them there for action. And the action is usually what triggers the strikes. So, there you have it. This is what's called Pat's Rubberleg. And by the way, this is not a Pat Dorsey pattern. Everybody goes straight to Pat Dorsey. I don't know the originator's name. I really don't. But I'm not even going to put him in the tweezers. I'll just, there that is. That's the Pat's Rubberleg. These things actually are pretty good fish catchers. But anyway, if you like what you see, please like the video. Please subscribe to me. I need to get my subs up, and then we'll be able to go live together and talk to each other. And you can ask me any questions you want. God bless you all, and tight lines. Have a good day.